I want to show you a very simple way to strike your irons like never before. Striking crisp iron shots is a bit of an art form, some say. The problem we have as golfers is that we are trying to hit down on the golf ball and at the same time create elevation and draw. Not everybody wants to hit draw. A lot of golfers believe that if you hit draw, it's uncontrollable. A draw means that the club face is going to be unstable through strike, and you'll end up missing the golf ball too far to the left, which is why we get this common plight of everybody wanting to hit fade with that horse poop Tommy Fleetwood finish. I'm not having a go at the Tommy Fleetwood finish, I'm just having a go at the people trying to do it and not understanding why that finish is the way they need to go. Today I've got a very simple drill that will show you how to mobilize your body, of which is crucial to good iron striking. Mobilizing the body is not about standing on the mat, getting in your yoga outfit and stretching. It is about understanding what this right shoulder needs to do through contact, what the right arm needs to do through contact. And I said many months ago about not isolating the right arm. It's not about isolating the right arm, it's about understanding that this right arm needs to move. And for that right arm to move, the left shoulder needs to move, the right shoulder needs to move around a base that can facilitate that motion. Now, for a good while, a lot of golfers have believed that moving sideways, tucking the arm in, keeping the body shut to hitting a draw is the way to go. We need to understand this is a way of hitting a draw, but unfortunately the face goes from very open to very closed in a very short space of time, which is the prolific application of why the Tommy Fleetwood finish is out there. I want you to get the golf club in your right hand. Now, a lot of the time I see golfers with their right hand a long way under the golf club, in the palm of the hand. I see that more now than I've ever done as a golf coach. The trouble with that is that if you start to use your body correctly through a golf shot, and you've got a nicely placed left hand, which is always on the stronger side of life, and then you have a right hand that's a little strong, when you then start to move yourself well through strike, you get to see some nasty hooks. Again, proliferation of side on and Tommy Fleetwood is all based around a super hook face. So making sure that when you put your right hand on the golf club, that we really see the palm of the hand sits on the top and the club is in the fingers. It's not in the base of the fingers, it's in the fingertips. So it's really important that you get that grip in the right orientation to start with. And then what I want you to do is split your feet out. And the reason why I want you to split your feet out is because I want you to sense the left hip as a blocker. Because when the left hip is a blocker, it starts to make you appreciate how much your chest has to open through strike. And how much you'll start to feel that if you do block your hips off, if you do block your chest off, you're really going to have problems making the handle continually move through strike. When the handle continually moves through strike, you then get the opportunity to outrun the head. And to outrun the head, that's where you start to create downstrike. And downstrike in a form of pressure down through the hand, not a pressure sideways. For us to be able to keep this continual pressure down, the right shoulder must move forwards and must move around for that handle to stay underneath the shoulder. So with this split foot position, all I want you to do is to take your hand on the golf club, pop your left hand behind your back, and just to start with, I'm trying to get you to feel that the right hand and the right shoulder really keep their orientation to each other. I don't want to see the hand moving off on its own. And what you'll see is when you start to make the backswing, it'll be easy. you'll be able to feel like the chest and the hand can stay together. Then when you get down at strike and then you start to get to this point in the swing, you'll really start to feel the resistance. And at that point, you'll start to feel how your arm will want to move out to the right and swing. Well, of course, we don't want that. We want the handle to stay underneath the shoulder and move around to the left. So now what I want you to do is now flip the feet the other way. Now it feels like the back swing's slightly tricky and the through swing is much easier. Now at this point, it feels like I can get myself facing to the target and I can keep the hand underneath my shoulder. Now all of a sudden, I feel like I can make some speed occur with the handle. I can keep the pressure down with the handle and I can start to make contact with the ground a little bit more to the right of the golf ball. Now for those of you that would believe that that motion is going to only ever create outside in, you can see that as I load the shaft more, and then as I move the golf club around the golf ball, even though I'm opening myself up quite a lot here, we're getting some nice downstrike, we get some nice load. As long as the pressure stays down underneath the shoulder, the golf club will still move from inside out. But the point of this drill is that the right hand and the right shoulder are able to move around the golf ball. And because you've made your base more unstable, it will pick up any huge amounts of sideways momentum that you start to put in with your lower half. Because I see more of this sideways motion, the right arm tuck, the left shoulder up, that causes golfers to get themselves into a bit of a pickle and having a face too open to the path. So the split foot stance, both left foot back and right foot back, is a super way of you feeling how much the right arm and the right shoulder need to be mobilized through strike, and how much you can really, even though it feels like the chest is really opening up, which for most would really make them think that that is going to be an outside-in path, you can see with the right pressure in the handle, we really don't have to worry about that in any way, shape or form. And so the handle starts to have a much better opportunity to be mobilized at this part of the swing, which is crucial. And it starts to track more back inside ourselves. Then put your feet back in the normal spot. And now just try to make a few little swings where you start to feel that same mobilization of the chest, of the lower half, of how you can feel like the handle stays underneath the chest, how the chest is able to move around the golf ball. And keeping both feet flat on the floor, it will really give you the sense of how we're moving around the ball. Then, as you start to then build the length of the swing up, you can then start to make your feet start to work a little bit more. And I'm really not thinking about where I'm trying to strike the ground. All I'm trying to do is make, in my mind's eye, the visualization of this right hand of this right shoulder still being able to have mobilization on the other side of the golf ball at this point here. Now those of you that are really feeling it inside out will really come a cropper, because it will feel like all of a sudden, after making these really nice moves here with the right hand split stance and moving around, all of a sudden, as soon as you start to make that motion, you can see it will be an alternative motion to the one that I've practiced. So with a split grip, a split stance, you will really start to feel how good downstrike, good path line. Might make a cue hit. Beautiful little draw. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for stopping by. I think you'll find that's good coaching.